In this video, we will expand on our previous audio remixing example by using the pan filter in FFmpeg. The pan filter allows us to have explicit control over how input channels are mixed into output channels. We will see that the main difficulty with pan is its unique syntax, which is different from the general FFmpeg options we have used before. So let's get started. First, let's look at our input audio in Audacity before we proceed with the graph construction. This is our source audio file. It contains two channels, which means it's stereo. We will mix it to mono using the pan filter and also configure it to mix the channels in the specific way using pan's expression-based syntax. As always, let's start by adding the input node to the graph. We will set the input file to our source audio by right-clicking on the empty graph area and selecting input node. Then clicking select to choose our source audio file. After specifying the input file, we can request media info by clicking the Get Media Info button. From this information we can see that the input audio is stereo with two channels. The next step is to add Y flag to override output file if it already exists. This flag is optional but useful for testing. This flag can be connected to the input node through global links. After that, we selected the stream that will be used by our pan filter. For this, we add the stream selector node to the graph. In this node, you can select which stream to use. You can select by ID or type. In our case, we selected the audio stream by type. Now we connect the input node to the stream selector node. Next, we need to add the pan filter to the graph. Double click on the empty graph area to open the search box, type pan and select the pan filter from the list. Every node has a description to help you understand its purpose, and the pan filter allows us to define how input channels are mixed into output channels using the expression-based syntax. Now let's configure the pan filter. First, we define the output layout. In this case, we want mono output, so we set the layout to mono. Next, we define the channel weights using pan unique syntax. The syntax consists of defining each output channel as the weighted combination of input channels. For mono output, we have only one output channel, so it's called C0. We can set C0 to be a mix of the left and right input channels, such as C0 and C1. For example, we can set our mono output called C0 as left and right channel in proportion 70 to 30. It will look like this. Finally, we need to route the result from the pan filter to the output node. So we define the stream that the pan filter will output. For this, we add another stream selector node to the graph. In this node, we select by name. Let's call result stream result_stream. Now we connect the pan filter to this new stream selector node. Next, we add the output node to the graph by right-clicking on the empty graph area and selecting the output node. Then we select output file name and location by clicking the select button. And now we connect the stream selector node to the output node. Now at this point, graph construction is complete. Now we can execute the graph by clicking the execute button. Everything should work fine. And now let's play with the weights in the pan filter to see how they affect the output audio. For example, we can change the weights to favor the left channel more, or right channel more. Then we can recalculate the graph. We run multiple variations of the pan filter. let's look at our Q tab. The Q tab shows all the executed graphs along with their corresponding FFmpeg commands. Here we can see the exact FFmpeg command that corresponds to the graph we built using the pan filter. Now let's take a look at our output in Audacity to compare it with the source audio. We can see that output audio is mono as expected, and if you look in the waveform, we can see how the mixing weights we set in the pan filter affect the final audio output. So this is the final graph we built using the pan filter in FFStudio to remix stereo audio to mono with specific channel mixing. As I mentioned earlier, the FFmpeg command can be acquired from the Q tab for standalone use. And if you have created reusable pan graphs or variants, share them in the comments, so they can be added to the public graph library. Stay connected with us on Twitter, support on Patreon, and check out our work on GitHub for updates and community contributions.